Thunder, 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 Thundercats, ho!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thundercats.
A Thunderian blacksmith forged that mighty blade Lion-O. Only another smith, like me, would know the secrets of its alloys.
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight I would like to welcome you to part 2 of our 3-part series, The New Thunderians, where we are featuring the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates of the Thundercats, who came to the show in Season 2 in the Thundercats Ho! 5-part story arc, in which they try to breathe new life into Thundercats by introducing new characters. Now, our first part, we featured Pumira, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Thunderian blacksmith, Bengali. And, as always, taking a look at the packaging, a Super 7 Ultimates Thundercat comes in this nice brown mailer. You have Thundercats, you have Bengali, you have ages 14 plus, and Super 7 at the bottom right. On the back of the box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode, but it is not very impressive, so let's get this out of the way and focus on what is cool. The black and red foiled stamped Thundercat box from within. And I love this thing. It's black. You got the beautiful red Thundercat symbol there. You have Thundercats there. Ages 14 plus, Bengali, Super 7 here. On the top of the box, you have Ultimates. On the bottom of the box, you have some credits and a barcode again. On the back of the box, you have a huge Thundercats logo, and that is so cool. I love it. And you have Quantit 1 figure with accessories and Super 7 right here at the bottom. And finally, we know that this is not the end. We can lift this slip cover to reveal the awesomeness that is inside. And I really never get tired of doing this. Oh my gosh. Coming up, look at that. There is Bengali in the packaging, and it looks so cool. You have him in there with his accessories. You have Thundercats again. You still have his name, Bengali. On this side of the box, nothing. On this side of the box, nothing. On the top, you still have Ultimates, and nothing changes on the bottom. But on the back, you get an awesome picture of Bengali, and we have to zoom in to see this. Oh, wow. Look at him. That is so cool. You have Super 7 up here on the right, and if we scroll down and we can check out this awesome read-up of Bengali. If you are so inclined, pause the video, read it to your heart's content, but we must be moving on. Wow, this is such a cool piece of artwork, and I love it. All right, coming back, that is Bengali in the box, and I know what you're thinking. You don't want to see Bengali in the box. I know I don't want to see Bengali in the box, so let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have Bengali out of the box, and out of the box he stands just under 7 inches tall, and he comes with a slew of accessories. He has alternate hands, alternate head, a cool hammer, a sword of omens reforged, an anvil, some ore, and a table to set it on, and that is all really cool, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. But first off, I want to take a look at Bengali himself. And coming in real close on Bengali, I am very impressed about how this guy is colored. He is very, very colorful. Just when you think you've seen all the colors, you find some other color. So, taking a look at his head sculpt, it's very nicely done. He has a nice head of hair that's white, and you have some dark blue streaks going through. I love the stripes there. He has a nice light blue for his forehead coming down to bottom of his cheeks. You have some white for the eyebrows, nice blue for the eyes. You do get a little bit of claw coming down from the eye. Then when it comes to his nose and chin and mouth, that is all white. That is really cool. And then you got some stripes coming around his neck. To the back of him, you have some nice blue coming at the base of his hairline, so that is neat. I never really noticed that before. And that will bring you down to his suit, which is a basically combination of purples and blues. So you almost have like this chest piece, which has dark purple for these shoulder pads and then a light purple for the inside. And let's scroll out just a little bit. All right, so you have this blue strap that goes around him. That is a single piece that can come off. Have a nice Thundercat symbol there. Very well done. Nice and sharp. He has a base suit of this blue color, which is nice. You can see it here in the shoulders and in the legs. Then he has a kind of a, I don't know, a cuff here at the end of his shirt, which is that purple that matches the shoulder pad. Then you come down to his shorts, which match the shoulder pad, which is that dark purplish blue again. I guess maybe royal blue, maybe navy blue. And then, like we said, the legs were the same blue as his arms. Coming down to his boots, which the boots are two-toned. You have that dark royal blue and then the light blue, and then you have some balls for some decoration here. Those are dark. And then his feet are white and they're poking out. So this is a very, very beautiful figure. Forearms white with some stripes. I don't think I mentioned that. And it's interesting, he actually has a little holster here for his hammer, and that looks really neat. I'll throw a picture of it up there, what it looks like inside the holster. On the back, nothing that you wouldn't expect. You do have some copyright marks. It's written on the back of the legs, and on the bottom of the feet you just see where the spat comes, and he does have some peg holes to stand if you got a stand. And that is what Bengali is going to look like. Moving on. And for articulation, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It can wiggle and waggle left and right, up and down, but it doesn't really hinge any of those ways, so you basically just get a limited nod. That's okay. Coming to the shoulder can come up from the body and go around 360 degrees. He does have a bicep rotation, 360 degrees there. He does have an elbow bend, which gets you a little less than 90 degrees because of the big muscles on the arm. It can't really go, higher than that. He does have a forearm rotation built into the elbow joint, but you have to watch out for this cuff because it will get stuck on things and it will be hard to get it all the way around, but it can go 360 degrees. He does have wrist articulation all the way around 360 degrees, and this particular hand that he has will hinge in and out. Other hands will hinge up and down, so depending on which hand you have on him will depend on which way it hinges. All right. Coming to the center of the body, he does have a nice ab crunch. Goes down a long way, goes up a long way, and that is in addition to his standard waist articulation, 360 degrees around. And if you want to count his holster can move up and down all the way around 360 degrees. If you're so inclined, it is technically pegged in there, so you can take it out, but I would use caution because this peg doesn't seem like it's very strong. So if you want to take it off again, be careful. All right. Coming down to the legs can go up a little bit, back a little bit, but you have more of your articulation out to the side because there's nothing really getting in the way of the side kick. And that is pretty neat. He does have 360 degree thigh rotation. If you want to move it that way, he does have a knee bend, and that gets a little closer to 90 degrees. And like the forearm, there is a boot cut built into the knee bend, which will take the foot all the way around 360 degrees. And actually coming down to the proper foot, it does have a hinge, so it can move up a little bit, and it can move back a little bit, and it can rock all the way around the world 360 degrees. So yeah, he's got some standard articulation, and I think this is based on one of the older molds. It doesn't have a lot of good range in the arms because of the muscles, and the legs are the same. Not a lot going forward or backward, but for the most part it is good and it will get you what you need. All right, moving on. And for accessories, starting with his body accessories, he comes with an alternate angry head, where you can see his face is all grrr, and he has shiny yellow eyes, so that is really nice. Forehead is the same. The only thing you got different here is the angry face, so grrr. And altogether, Bengali comes with 4 sets of hands. He has 1 set of punching hands, pow, 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 pow. He has 1 set of open clawed hands that are basically the get you kind of hands. I'm gonna get you. They are really nicely done. And he has 2 sets of weapon holding hands, which are molded exactly the same, except for one minor detail. The hinges are a different style. So on this first set of hands, if we can get zoomed in here, on this first set of hands, the hinges are up and down. So if that makes much of a difference to you. And on the second set of hands, they hinge in and out. So that is just a neat little feature that Super 7 has always provided when it comes to hands. Alright, and those are gonna be your alternate hands. Moving on. And for Bengali's next set of accessories, he has everything you'll need to make up that scene from that one episode instead of that thing from that one episode. They wanted to give you the entire blacksmithing setup. Okay, so first off, you have this awesome little Thundercat anvil, and it's really nicely done. If I can get it to focus in. Focus. There you go. It's gray, and you have the nice Thundercat symbol there, very sharp silver paint accents around it. You got some blue here. Moving on the other side, you have the same thing with the Thundercat symbol, silver and blue, and that is really cool. You have 1 built-in piece of ore right here on the side, and that's nice, and it's got a cool little paint job to it. And then you have a single piece of ore that you could just put anywhere you want. It's just a little rock, and it will definitely get lost if you don't keep very careful track on it. And there are some holes in the anvil at the top. I don't know if those are specific to anything or just a weird part of the mold. But yeah, I don't think this can fit in there. I don't know there's not really any tabs on the ore, so yeah, so I guess it just hangs out there. So that being said, the next thing we have is this cool hammer that he has, and I love the design of this thing. It's very cool. It looks like a Bengal tiger eating a hammer. You got some very good detail in there with the stripes and the red eyes, the white with the black nose, and you see the teeth in there, and then the silver of the hammerhead, and then the back part of the hammer, which is basically like a hook, and a very ornate handle that goes from silver to blue, and then you have some boa whip parts here at the back, and that is really neat. You got your 3 little whip balls there. This is an excellent accessory. I love this thing. That is so cool. All right, and we have the table in which Bengali uses to reforge the Sword of Omens, in which Tugmug broke with his bare hands, which I thought was kind of scary. And to do that, you will need the Sword of Omens. This is really cool. This is your standard Sword of Omens, but it is red hot. You can see the orange coming down to the lighter orange in the middle, and then you have the Eye of Thundera there. You have the nice teal inlaid into the silver handle of the crossbars. That is really nice. My only critique about this sword is I think they should have given us the Thundercat symbol here instead of the Eye of Thundera. When this broke, he was in his regular form with the Thundercat symbol, and when Bengali reforged it, it had the Thundercat symbol there. So there was no real reason, I think, that it should have the eye like it does like that. But I don't know. I'm happy to have it. It's another Sword of Omens that we can have, and it's pretty cool. All right. And that is going to be Bengali's accessories. Moving on. And for our first comparison, here you have Bengali with Pumara, the other new Thunderian that we've looked at this week. And I think it's really nice. But I wonder if Pumara is still too tall. Not really sure. But even if she is, it is what it is. Alright, moving on. And for our next comparison, here you have Bengali with the original Thundercats, Lion-O, Panthro, Shatara, and Tigra. And there's always been that weird debate on Bengali and Tigra. Now, I think I've heard that they were cousins, but some people would say that, no, they're brothers because Tigra gripped him on the shoulder and said brother when they first came, but I think Tigra just meant that they were brothers in arms and Thundercats, but for the most part, I'm leaning towards cousins, but I don't know. But if you know for sure, let me know by dropping a comment down below. Alright, moving on. And here you have Bengali exercising the better part of valor. In other words, he's running for his life. Moving on. And this has been the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Bengali, the second figure in our week-long series, The New Thunderians. And I continue to be impressed with Super 7's take on these new Thundercats. It may be that I just don't remember how neat their costumes were and their accessories from back when I first watched the series when I was a kid. And it's just now, since Super 7 is putting them out in toy form, that I can actually see them and touch them and see how unique their costumes are, that I really like these designs. Bengali was very fun to play with. He was very colorful. The only thing is, I think he was molded on a old body mold, because I remember those arms on like Panthro and Lion-O being sort of the same as they are here, where you can't really get the elbow up because of all the muscles and the legs are really thick. But for the most part, I really enjoyed playing with this guy. The accessories were cool. The hammer is just awesome. The anvil, the little piece of ore that he comes with, the huge table, the reforged Sword of Omens. Now, I've already voiced my critique about that and wishing that it had the Thundercats symbol on it instead of the Eye of Thundera, but that's okay. I guess I had to retcon the entire thing anyway, because Jaga said in the first season episode, All That Glitters, that the only way to reforge a Sword of Omen is with Starfire, and it seems to me that if he knew Bengali was on Third Earth at the time, which he should have known, I think he would have sent Lion-O to him instead of making Lion-O climb into a volcano. But, you know, retcon story is sometimes a necessary evil. But back to the figure, it's great. Highly recommend it. If you are looking for Bengali, you can find him online at retailers such as Big Bad Toy Store, The Chosen Prime, Entertainment Earth, and he will run you anywhere between $45 to $55 depending on where you get him. So happy hunting. And guys, that is going to be it for Bengali and day 2 of our new Thunderian series. So come back on Friday when we take a look at our last new Thunderian, Linkso. And until then, have a great night and keep playing.
Welcome to Third Earth. Thundercats Bengali. Brother.
Thundercats! Ho!